is something which is more like without much standards, more easy to develop. So these are the features which helps REST to get widely adopted, and that is one of the reasons too. So guys, it is clear. Did you get it? Okay. Now, from the WSL perspective, what are some of the major uh, things which we need to define, the major tags which we need to define in the WSDL? Message, port, binding, then you have port type as well, then you have operation also within a port type. So these things are also there, but yes, whatever you mentioned is also correct. Okay. So let's start today. We'll give you a small example of how things work, and then we'll go forward. Okay. So one of the softwares which you need to download is a SoapUI. So I have it already. My version is 5.0.0. This is what you need to download. SoapUI 5.0.0, and this is a website. So I think for individual use it is free, and anyways you can download a trial version. When I first worked on it back in 2008, at that time it was completely free. There was no like professional version, no paid version. But right now I think it has come up, and yeah, it has improved a lot. But most of the features are still the same as what it used to be earlier, and even the normal look and feel, etc., is the same. So download the version. Try to download the latest version. I have this old version, but you can get and see what latest is out there. Okay. So it will be a normal exe file, or in Mac I think it is DMG file or something, so that you can go and look at. Okay. So do that. After that, what you need to do is that, say, what I have done here is that you have to create a new uh, project. Okay. Here you go and click, you create a new project. So if you already have a SoapUI project, you can obviously like go and do a import, etc. But like let's assume that we do not have. If you do not have, then you have to click on new soap project, and then you have to give the name and the WSD. Okay, and then click on OK. So that's what I have done. Here I have gone and given the WSDL, and which WSDL I will show you right now, but this is what is done. So let me show you the WSDL here, training, and go here. Hello. So this is the WSDL which I have used to load it here. Now this WSDL is there. Okay. So this WSDL is actually like generated via the classes. So it is not actually that I have written it, but it got generated, and how and why we'll see. So but first of all, let's see what to do to start it. So we'll go here. This is a service. Hello world, IMPL port binding. So if you go and search for this one, this is a binding. Okay. And within that, whichever operation you have, that operation will come up in the list here. Here you get hello world as string, then you can have other other operations as well. So say if you have a customer service, and if you have customer service binding, and you have multiple operations within it, such as say get customer, add customer, update customer, etc., then all those operations will appear here. and the other individual request elements which can come from here. Operation name is same as method. Yes, you are right. So if you, this is whatever I wrote last night, but if you want to create your own new request, request 2, it will come added up here. Okay, so if you see here, request 2 got added. Okay, now here argument, it is empty, so you can give anything. You can give Abhishek, Raghav, Reena, whatever you want. Okay, now if I hit it, let's hit it. No response has come. Okay, the reason is that I have not, if it is red here, it means that the processing is going on. Once the red is gone, it means that it comes back. Okay, so nothing is shown here, no response. So this means that this particular URL which is there, wherever it is hitting, I mean that might not be up. Okay, so version after version things change, but one of the things which used to happen earlier, it used to get the same response here also, like timed out or whatever we get from like while hitting it. It will come here, but that I see right now it's not coming, it just comes as blank. So maybe that is the new change or something. But okay, so now the thing is that your service, which is the hello service, might not be active on this particular port, and that is the reason it is not working. So let's go here and we will go to the web services. First I will close everything, Control Shift F4. So Control Shift F4 in Windows, Command Shift W in Mac. So that's how you can close all the open files in Eclipse. So if I come here, this is a publisher. So what this basically does is that it publishes a service on this particular URL. So see, this is not getting ended, and it will not get ended for till the time we actually end it. So it means that the service is up, and you can obviously see that, like, the reason to see the service is up or not is to basically go and hit like this colon WSG. So if you do like this over the service which you have published, it should give you the actual WSGL. See. Okay, and this is a WSGL I have copied and used for coming up with this particular XML which you see. This project which you see in SoapUI. Okay, so now my service is up. So let's try hitting it. See. As soon as you hit it, since it is small, not much data is getting sent back and to and fro, you get the response. So, hello world, Jack, strip this tracker. So that's what we have done here. I mean, it's just a normal program. So if you go and see the implementation class, this is what is done here. Okay, so this example is just to show you a to and fro motion of how the things go, what all elements are there, etc., etc. Okay, now before we move forward to the actual implementation, okay, let's see for a minute what other things SoapUI is capable of. So one more thing is, like, obviously you can add your, like, say, you can pass some of the parameters also. Like, say, if you want this one, you can define it to come from some of the settings which you have done in the starting. You can do that. So I've done that in the past. Like, say, you can define number of settings initially which gets loaded up, and then you can define, like, say, like this. So whatever is being set beforehand will be used here. Or maybe from the response element of request 1, you want to set something in the request element of request 2. That is a possibility. You can use this request 1 name use those tags like soap env colon and envelope slash soap env body slash get hello world request slash arg0. So you have to give a X path like that, and I hope you are aware of X path because this is what we discussed earlier also. If you give the X path like that, you can actually use the elements which are there in request 1 in request 2. So the elements of response in request 1 can be used in the request 2. So this is a possibility. Okay. You can have some global configuration at the project level, like whatever I showed here. This configuration you can have it here. So you can define it in a separate properties file also, and can control it from there. So these are the features which SoapUI gives to you. And one other thing which it has been used widely for is to create a suite, SUIT. So this test suite which gets created and is mostly used by QA, because there are many and used by developers also, but I mean I said QA because it is very useful QA tool. What are the projects which you worked on earlier? I just want to give you a reference so that you understand, and I'm pretty much aware and confident that you guys are also aware. You have worked in various capacities as well in the industry. So the thing is that, say, if you have, there are many systems which are only catering to some middleware functionality. So there was a system which I used to work on. It used to like take care of the customers for a major bank in USA, and there everything was based on one of the IBM products. Now, since that was the case, this IBM product, was based on Java J2E itself, and they used to expose various web services and other layers in other lines of businesses or anyone else who needs that data with appropriate credentials and authorization. So with appropriate authentication and authorization, can access the service. Okay, so they used to access various web service. So since the entire work was around, and there was other ways also, like they had a mainframe component, so there was a different way also to get the data. But many of the new systems, in fact most of the systems were recently, like say last 2-3 years, were using the Java component itself, the web services. And since that was the case, this particular web service was getting widely used. So all the scenarios you can identify from here itself, that you can find out what is the like say what is the customer, how to have different credentials for the customer, how to create, like say customers with high net worth values, because in that case a particular flag is set, how to get the customer, how to get the accounts related to a customer, how to get the account details of that particular account. So all these things one by one you can configure it here. Okay, like in this request, and once you run it, all those requests one by one gets run. Okay, so that is one thing. Now the second thing is that even if you run it, like say right now I've run it, do you know whether the request has succeeded or not? You know it because I have told you so. I have shown you that this is example. But in practical world where you have thousands of such request XMLs for a QA person or for you yourself to take care of, would you get a chance to do so? I mean, it will be difficult. So what, as if the automation testing is there for the things which I was describing right now, like say for the bank. So what do you do here, right? What do you do here? So what is being done here is, like say you can add assertions. So ASSERTION, assertions. So assertions is very important in the sense that you can assert the values, and like say if you want this to pass, you can add assertions, like say what value you expect in the return tag, whether you expect any error code or not. So those things can be configured for a particular request. Okay, so once you do that, like it will appear in and you run the test suite, it will appear in green. All the things will appear in green if all the assertions pass. If something doesn't pass, it will come in red. So you'll come to know immediately that what is the reason. Okay, so you'll come to know immediately about that. So this is one of the other reasons which SOAP UI is used for is automation testing, and I think this is the widespread use which has come for this particular tool. That I mean, they started having a paid version as well, but otherwise, I mean, this is a very simple tool. You can also develop it. So I mean, nothing more to it. Okay, so this is all about SOAP UI. Do you have any questions till now?